Good morning, everybody. I want to welcome you here this morning. I'm going to give a moment or so for everybody to get on here. Be sure that you comment when you come on and say hello. And I might be a little bit early. Yeah. So I'm just going to give a moment for everybody to get here. It's good to be back. All right. I think we'll go ahead and get started. Everybody can watch the replay if they miss anything. Um, I want to welcome you here this morning. My name is Debbie Foster, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And the name of my Facebook page, as you see, is Creating Cards with Debbie. I've been absent for about 6 weeks. I had a total shoulder replacement done, so I wasn't able to use my arm that well. So I haven't done any videos for 6 weeks. So I'm glad to be back, and I hope that you'll bear with me today because I may be a little bit slow because it's still not working quite like it's supposed to. I still have physical therapy I got to start tomorrow, in fact. And that'll last me 6 weeks of physical therapy, so that's not going to be fun. But um, like I said, I'm creating cards with Debbie, and if you want to shop with me, you can shop in my store. And let me bring that banner up here. It's right here. It's www.debbiefoster.stampinup.net. And if your order is under $150, I want you to use the host code for February, which is, did I not change it? Let me see. Is that the right one? Yeah. Okay. I wasn't sure if I changed it and it went through. The host code for February is M7MEWF9G. And you'll use that host code if your order is under $150. But if it's over $150, that's before taxes and shipping, don't use that code because you'll get Stampin' Rewards, and I want you to be able to use those. All right. And got a noisy truck going by. Okay, let me get back to my comments. Hopefully everybody had enough time to copy that down. All right, let's just go ahead and go through the housekeeping notes here. To start with, we've got Paper Pumpkin. You can sign up until, let's see, this is February, until March 10th to receive the March Paper Pumpkin. And you can also order some coordinating dies that go along with the last 3 kits that we've got. So those are really cute. You got a leaf and a little flower and then a word that says love. So if you have any questions on any of that, just get with me, or you can go online into my store and you should be able to find it with the paper pumpkin kits. All right. So March is going to be called Memorable Meadows. Let me put this up here so you can see what I'm talking about. Let me switch these out. All right. So it's called Memorable Meadows, and you, like I said, you can subscribe until March 10th for that one. And you'll also get a free stamp set included with that, so you'll end up with 2 stamp sets with this kit. Oh. Okay, it says Memorable Meadows for March, and it says share nature's beauty with lovely all-occasion cards. It makes 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs with 9 coordinating envelopes, pre-cut vellum pieces and wood embellishments. Coordinates with the Meandering Meadows Sweet Collection, which is in the catalog. And the coordinating colors are Granny Apple Green, Garden Green, Balmy Blue, Night of Navy, Gorgeous Grape, and Fresh Freesia. And with this kit, you'll receive the classic Stampin' Spot, the garden green. And I'm having a hard time putting my papers over there to the right. Okay, and don't forget that we still got celebration going on. And if you haven't received a catalog, please get with me and I'll be sure to get one out to you. All I ask is that you put an order in to cover the cost of the catalog and shipping. Okay, so celebration ends February 29th, so you still got just this month to get your celebration items. And it says free celebration products from January 4th until February 29th, 2024. So lots of good stuff in here. We've got some items that are free with a $50 order or items that are $100 items order. So, and okay. All right. And right now, all to the end of February, we've also got a new promotion that Stampin' Up! Is doing for joining our teams or getting your kit, which means that you pay $99 for your kit, but you can get this great glass mat that I've got on my desk right here that I'm showing. And it comes with a little Stampin' Up! Like a silicone mat, and it kind of sticks to the surface so it doesn't slip around, and it holds your Stampin' Spots. You could put your ink pad here so it doesn't slide around, and you got little places where you can mix up your inks or anything that you're working with. And so you get the glass mat and the silicone tray mat, and plus along with that you also get get it right here. It's a cleaning cloth, and it's sort of like our other silicone mat that we use for cleaning, but it's thinner, but it's really nice. And it can also be used for cleaning your stamps too. So it's not just limited to cleaning your glass mat. And I'm loving this glass mat because you can do so much with it. You can use it for blending your inks and even for stamping the photopolymer stamps. It stamps those a lot better where you don't need to use that piercing mat that we used to use. So I don't know, something about the glass along with the photopolymer stamps, it makes it stamp really nice. Okay, so it says the glass mat is 17 by 14 inches and it's 5 millimeters thick. It's heavy duty, safety tempered glass, and it's got the non-slip feet underneath it. It's heat and scratch resistant. Wipes clean with water or alcohol. And it's also got all your measurements on here. It goes from 1 to 13 on the bottom side, and then also on the left side. And then the other measurements, it's got the centimeters. But if you don't want that glass mat with your kit, you can get an extra $30 worth of products. So like I was saying, the kit costs you $99. That's free shipping. And plus you'll get to choose one of these options, either the glass mat or the extra $30 in product. But you'll get $125 worth of product. And if you go with the second option, then that's another $30. So that's what, $155 worth of product for $99. So that's an awesome deal. And you don't have to do what I do. You can just do it just to get your discount. So if you have any questions, reach out to me and I'll be glad to answer any concerns that you might have or questions. So along with the celebration book, they've added some extra celebration items. It says more to celebrate. Don't miss the additional products you can earn and redeem now through February 29th. And here's just a little flyer that shows some of those products. It's got a Beside Me cling stamp. And I think that's in the main catalog, but you can get that free with the $50. All these are $50 except for the bottom ones here. But let me go through them a little quickly. Beside Me Cling Stamp Set, Botanical Layers Cling Stamp Set, and then we've got the Delightfully Eclectic Designer Series paper, the 12 by 12. And I think that's a big pack. I think it's like 48 sheets in there, and they're double-sided. And also the Just Kidding 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. And that was in our mini catalog. So you can get that free for $50 with a $50 order. Also, we've got the Love This Memory Notebook Kit and the Robot Buddies Kids Card Kit, the Stripes and Splatters 3D embossing folders. And those are the small ones that will fit through our mini embossing machine. Also, the Sweet Thoughts Memories and More cards and envelopes. But if your order is $100, you can pick the 2023 New Core Colors Stampin' Right markers for free, and also the Dragonflies Punch with a $100 order. So that's just some extras that they've thrown in there for us for celebration. And then starting March 5th, yeah, we've got some new online exclusives that are coming. And this is kind of a sneak peek. And also some of these here. And that just gives you an idea of what's to come. So that starts on March 5th. The new online exclusives are going to be added. All right, I think I've covered all of our paperwork here. And don't forget the mini catalog. This runs until April 2024. All right, let me set these things aside and we shall get started. And be sure when you come on, be sure that you comment. I'm hoping that I'm being recording, that everybody's able to find me. I believe it is. It says live. Okay, I'm good. I guess just everybody's hadn't set their alarm to get on here, but they can catch up later. I'm going to be using just one bundle today. I'm going to just stick with one stamp set or bundle each time. It kind of makes it easier. So I'll do 3 cards using that particular stamp set or bundle or whatever I'm using each week. But this week I'm using the Be My Valentine along with the Bee Builder Punch. And you're probably getting a lot of a glare. There's the back side of it. So that's going to be what we're using for that today. And also I'm going to be using the Be Mine 12 by 12 Designer Series paper that goes along with that. So I know Valentine's Day is tomorrow, but if you haven't got your Valentine card made, this will give you an idea of what you can make. And if not, it can be just for any occasions. You can change up the sentiment in it. But here's the card. It says, "You're as sweet as honey." And then on the inside, we've got, "You'll always be the one for me." It's kind of a play with words. So let's go ahead and get started with our card. I've got all of our bits and pieces out here. I'm going to start out with our thick white cardstock, and that's going to measure 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches, and then it's scored in the middle at 5 1/2 inches. So we're just going to take that and we're going to burnish that edge. And we'll set that over here. And this is going to go landscape. Yeah, landscape. Forgot the words here. It's been a while. All right, so that's our card base. And then I've got my sweet sorbet. And I need to get my measurements out here so I can tell you right. Okay. Our sweet sorbet cardstock measures 4 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. And I've got a basic white that's going to go over the top of that. That measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. We're going to set that aside, and we're going to work on our basic white here, because I'm going to add my designer series paper that came from the Be Mine 12 by 12 paper, and I'm using these two designs. So the top layer is measuring 2 1/8 inches by 5 1/8 inches, and so is the bottom one. So we're just going to glue those down. And let me see which one I like better. They're both. I think I'm going to use this at the top one. And get our glue running here. Hope everybody's doing well. I've missed everybody, but I'm doing good. It's just been a long process. So I've got a brand new shoulder now. It's all bright and shiny and white. I seen the x-rays of it the other day. Just like a shiny new penny. All right. Can I scooch that over any? I don't think I can. I think it's down to stay. So we're going to go ahead and let it stay there. Now we're going to glue the bottom layer. And we're going to attach that to our bottom portion. And it's going to overlap it on top of the upper one. Is that a word? All right. And then I've got another strip here that is from this layer. And it's got the little flowers on it. And that's measuring 3/4 inches by 5 1/8 inches. And that's just going to go over our seam to cover that. I think I'm getting down to the bottom of my glue again. So I've got some here in case I need to open a new one. And all right. Okay, and before I attach that to my card front, I'm going to bring in our Baker's Twine 3-color color pack. And I'm going to be using the yellow. I think this is a lemon lolly color, but it goes to the daffodil pretty good. Let me put my lid on my glue. And I'm going to bring over my tearing tape. I hadn't grabbed it, so it's here. And I'm going to put a couple of strips on the back side to hold my twine. I think that's right where I need it to be. Yeah. Oops. I think I'm needing to open a new one here. I can maybe make this work. No, that's for the trash. I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool and lift off that covering. Maybe that, yeah, that's working. I didn't think there was anything under there. You know, it was at the end of the roll. All right. I'm going to kind of save on my twine by doing this. I'm not wrapping it all the way around. I'm going to just make it look like it is. And I didn't get that up far enough, so we need to grab it. A new roll here. Do this right. All right, let me get a longer strip here. And pull that off. And I want this to go right over our little strip here. So I'm just going to attach it there, bring it back around. Stick that there. All right, and now I'm ready to glue this to the front of our card. And we'll come back with our twine in just a minute. Okay. All right, there's our card front. And I can go ahead and put that on our card to be done with that. I'll leave a small white border going all the way around. Press that all down. Got some glue on my finger I need to rub off. All right, there's our card so far. And I'm going to wait on finishing up our bow on there until we get everything put together. So we'll just set that right there for now. And let me get my bits and pieces here. Okay, our basic white, I die cut a little circle out of that, and I used our deckled circles dies, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, the fifth one from the center that I'm using. But I've already cut that out ahead of time, so you won't have to watch me do that. Kind of save some time, plus I'm a little awkward with my shoulder. All right, so we're going to bring in our stamps, which I didn't mount these here. I want to do some flowers. I want that one and this one. So we get our blocks for those. And I need a smaller block, but we're going to go with this. And I need to grab a couple ink pads. Over here and get those real quick. Sweet Sorbet and the apple green. I thought I was prepared. I guess I wasn't. All right, we're going to start out with our Granny Apple Green. Well, you can tell I don't use this one very often, or else I'm weak today. Could be I'm weak. And we're just going to ink up our little stem there, and I'm going to place those off to the right side. And then another one on this side. All right, we can close that up. Yeah, this one's not worked very much. It's kind of stiff on me. They get broken after time, so. Plus, I'm probably not very strong yet in my shoulder, so that one went good. And I'm going to snitch one of these small blocks here. We'll put that one back on in a second. And let's do a couple flowers using the Sweet Sorbet. And another one. Let's put this one this way. Right there. Oh. And we can close up the Sweet Sorbet. And I'm was one other one I didn't mount. It was the squiggly. Yeah. So my black memento. I'm out of practice here, so I hope you bear with me and don't judge me. Okay, so we're going to put some squigglies here for our B that we're going to stamp. And I think maybe, let's put it right about there. All right. And we might as well stamp our B while we're at it. And that's the body and that's the stripes. And I've got a little pointer here I've learned from another demonstrator. Sometimes we get lint and such or dust onto our stamps. So just take some Scotch tape and rub over it and pull that anything that might be on there off of your stamp so you get a clear impression. So we need our Daffodil Delight. Let me move that aside. And we'll start with the body. Sometimes I start with the stripes instead, but I'm going to try this and see what happens. And you can start with either one. It doesn't really matter, but sometimes it's easier to start with the stripes and then line the body up over the top of it. It just depends on what day I'm having, if mine works or not. All right, let's bring that black memento over here again. And I'm going to turn this so that it lines up with my punch. So I'm going to have his tail sticking up to the right side. So let's see if I can get my head in the camera here. And we're just going to hope for the best here, that it lines up right. Let that sit there for a second. Ah, perfect. I couldn't have done any better if I wanted to. All right. Let's take our punch and we'll punch that out. Line it up. All right, there's his body. And then we're going to do his wings. So do I have enough on here to do both? I think I do. So we're going to do the wings with the Daffodil Delight. And I think I'm missing a stamp in there. Yeah, I am. Okay. Let's start out with the inside that I didn't put on my block yet. I'll just use this. I want to position it so that it matches up. So I'm thinking maybe right there. And not even on the camera. I'm out of camera view here. Sorry. And to the outline of his wings. And that's a little bit off, but it's good. Let's punch that out. And I don't think I can get another one out of that scrap. I'm going to need a new scrap paper. I just happen to have one here. I want 2 wings. There's one. Let's do another one. And I think I stamped off on that other one, but it's too late now. So you can stamp it off once to make it a lighter color. But I didn't do that today. And stamp this one to do the outline of the wings. And punch that one out. All right, so there's our 2 wings. Let me close up our ink pad here. And we're going to have this little guy standing up, so his wings will go on the sides. And I need to stamp his face. And all right, we're going to just use our black Memento ink. And put a smiley face on our little guy. Isn't that cute? He makes me smile. Okay. Try not to touch too much here. And now we're going to do the antenna. And this little heart punch punches out the antenna. So I'm going to get that positioned right. And it's going that way. So I think we'll just use this corner over here. And I'm putting my paper in my ink pad. And see, I'm off camera again. And now we can put the lid on our ink pad. Keep from getting my fingers in it or my project in it. I feel like I forgot to tell y'all something. I don't know what it was. I'm having a senior moment. There we go. So there's this little antenna. So now we're going to start putting him together. Get some of my paper scraps out of here. Putting over our glue. And I'm just going to put a little dot on each of the wings. And bring his body over here and place him down on the wing where I want him to be. And on camera, yeah. And the same with this side. All right, could have been over a little bit more. There we go. Of course, I've got some glue on my table that I just wiped off with my fingers, and now my fingers are sticky. Come here, little bee. Now we're going to put his antenna at the top of his head. All right. And I'm going to place this little circle onto dimensionals. And I'm just going to put it at the top and at the bottom because we're going to have our twine going across the center and I don't want it bulging. this goes in the front of our card like this. I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool and pop those all off. And let me get rid of my banner off of there. Oops, that's not what I wanted it to do. Well, guess I can hide it. No. Let's do it this way. I want to get rid of that one. Huh. Well, now I've got two going. Oh, well. So let's pop off our dimensional backings. And of course, they go flying everywhere. Where's the strangest place that you've found your dimensional backings at? I find them all over the house. Okay, so this is going to go off to our right side. And I want to leave a little bit of room because I want to put my B at the top here. Let's see where he's going to go. And I think I'm going to put it down a little lower. Okay. So we're going to need one dimensional at the top side of him. So let's grab another one here. And we'll put that right there. And we're going to add some glue to his bottom portion. Oops. Dimensional sticking to me. All right, and then we're going to place them right about there. So you've got the dimensional at the top side, but then I've just glued the bottom side. Okay, and what am I missing? I need to stamp our sentiment, which says, "You're as sweet as honey," and I'm hoping I can fit that on there. I think it will, because I moved my circle down a little lower than what I did on my original. So let's ink this up. And I'm going to stamp it on this little strip of white paper. Hopefully we get it on there good. First try. That's good. And now we're going to trim that down. Do a little bit of fussy cutting here. So I'm just going to go around my letters a little bit, just leaving a little bit of white. And we're fussy cutting. I know a lot of people don't like to fussy cut. We've gotten so used to having the dies and punches. So when we have to do this, I really don't care to do it. But I don't mind it. It's not that horribly bad. It's a good thing to do when you're watching TV. I know I'll fussy cut things out of my designer series paper sometimes when I'm watching TV to have for my cards when I need it. I guess I always got to have something to do with my hands all the time. I can't just sit there doing anything, nothing. All right, that fits okay. Let me get rid of the trash here. And we'll bring over our liquid glue again, and we're going to just glue that directly down to our card. You could put it up on dimensionals if you wanted to, but I didn't really care to have it that way. So whatever you like to do, you can put it on dimensionals or just glue it down flat. There, that fits. Now we can do our bow. And I'm going to bring over my bow jig and use that. I'm not real good at freehanding making bows on camera. I don't know why it is, but I'm going to make a double bow, which I mean it's going to have wrapped around twice. And bring this under. And that's centered. And snip off our tails. And put my nails back in here so I don't lose them. All right, so there's our double bow with our lemon lolly twine. Oh, that scared me. Jojo, you okay? Were you dreaming? Jojo is laying in her bed here behind me and taking her nap, and I don't know if something startled her or if she had a bad dream and she fell right out of bed. Poor baby. Speaking of Jojo, I know I introduced you a while back on video. She's grown about twice that size. Last time we had her at the doctor, she was 8.5 pounds. So she was only like 4 pounds when we brought her home. She's, what is she, 4 months old now? She was born October 5th. So I think that makes her 4 months. And she's doing really good. She's already spoiled. She's got me and her daddy wrapped around her paw. But we see so many traits of Cookie in her that it's amazing. So we kind of think that maybe Cookie's telling her how to behave. You never know. Okay, so I didn't grab my sequins either. Hold on a second. You okay, Jojo? What happened? Did you have a bad dream? Mm-hmm. Okay, let me get out my box of gems here, and I want the white sequins out of there. All right, scooch my chair back up here. And these are the adhesive backed sequins trio. You get 3 different colors, the white and the green and then a pink. And they probably got a name, but I've never looked up the names of them. But we're going to use the white ones, and we're going to just place those in the center of those flowers to give it a little bit of bling. And there's a smaller one for this one. And I always do things in odd numbers. So I usually go with 3s. So I'm just going to place that one right there. It probably doesn't show up a whole lot, but it's there. Okay, and then on the inside, oops, knocked my card over. We're going to stamp our sentiment on the inside. And it's not that one. It must be this one. Yeah. It says, "You'll always be the one for me." So let's take our black memento ink again, and we'll ink up our sentiment. And stamp that right in the center, the inside of our card. I don't have another layer laid down here. I'm just doing it straight onto the card. But you could put an extra layer in there if you wanted to. After I've got enough layers on the front side, it made it thick enough. And then we have a strip of our designer series paper that goes along with the top side of our card. It goes with this. And that measures 3/4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. So we're just going to glue that to the bottom of our inside of our card. I hope my video is showing okay and there's nothing wrong with it. It's always kind of a guessing game each time. Okay, so there's our first card. It says, "You're as sweet as honey." And on the inside, it says, "You'll always be the one for me." So it's a play on words. Okay, that's our first card. Let's go on to our second card. And like I said, I'm using the same bundle on all three of our cards today. I just did different designs on each one. And the next one is this one here. I've got that packed full of goodies here. Let me get that all out. And my shoulder's giving me a little bit of fits here, so bear with me. Here's the card. It says, "I love you no matter what." And then on the inside, it says, "You'll always be the one for me," which I use the same sentiment as the previous one, but I just changed the outside sentiment. And this is done using the Daffodil Delight as our card base. And this is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and then it's scored in the middle at 4 1/4 inches. So we're just going to burnish the edge of that. And we're going to do this one landscape. It's going to be just a regular fold. Okay. And I've done color on these. I used, I don't know if this shows very well, the Dotted Basics 3D embossing folder. And this comes as a 3-pack. There's 3 different folders in that pack. So let me get back to my comments over here. Oops. And like I said, be sure you say hello. Okay, this is our dots embossing folder. It's a 3D. So I did, what was the measurement on this one? It was 4 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches, and that's embossed. And it's going to be our first layer. And then our second layer, I used out of that same 3-pack of embossing folders. This is the, I think it's like a hashtag kind of pattern. That's what I call it. And that's going to be our next layer. But we're going to do some stamping on that first. So let me bring over our Daffodil Delight again. Got some dog hair in there. That happens. All right, and did I not put that in there? I thought I did. There it is. Just a little stamp. It's like the honeycomb kind of thing design. And we're just going to stamp those randomly. I guess I should have done that before I embossed it. We're going to see if this works. You should stamp first and then emboss, but I didn't think, and I embossed it already, so we're going to hope for the best, and that worked okay. And I'm just going to put another one going down towards the center. All right, so that's going to be our bottom portion. And I guess I'm doing opposite corners here than what I do on my original card, but that's okay. They don't have to be exactly the same. All right, I'm going to see if I'm happy with that. I think I will be. And our next layer is going to be it's our basic white, and I use this die, and that comes from the Radiating Stitches dies, and that's an online exclusive only. So you have to go into my store and then click on online exclusives, and you'll find it in there. And it's a really cute stamp set. In fact, there's some hearts in here I could have used today, maybe. Okay, we're going to stamp on that first. And I'm going to stamp our sentiment first, which is right here. And I'm going to use our Daffodil Delight to ink that up. And I'm going to place that down towards the lower right-hand corner kind of area. Got a dog here or there that won't leave me alone. It keeps coming back. Jojo. All right, and I'm needing some hearts. And I've got a larger heart, and then these are a threesome of hearts. And we're just going to stamp them randomly. And let's get some little ones in here. Got lots of traffic today. And maybe over here. And another group of them at the bottom corner. You never have too many hearts, especially at Valentine's time. And I think that's all we got to do on there. So we're ready to start gluing things together here. And we'll leave that open. I'll be using that again. So we'll start with the bubbles. And when you've got embossed layers, sometimes it's better to use a lot of adhesive because with all those ridges and everything, it takes a little bit to make it attach. So I always add my glue a little sparingly when I've got embossed layers. And we're just going to have a small edge going all around. I'll press a little harder to make sure it sticks. I think that moved at me, but it's down now. It's got to stay there. Okay, and then we'll glue our next layer. Yeah, my glue bottle's getting down towards the bottom. It's going to be time for a new one pretty soon. All right, and we're going to center that. Oops, that's not centered. Way off center. Let me see, my eyes are playing tricks on me here. Yeah. They really are playing tricks on me. Oh, it's because that one's on there crooked. That's what's throwing me off. Well, we're going to, Well, it's going to have to be right like that. I put my first layer down crooked. It should have been down farther and it slipped on me. So my bubbles are crooked. So I was trying to line it up and it wasn't working. So I don't like that. I know I can't peel that off. I doubt, without wrecking everything. Can I? No, not really. Well, it's going to have to stay that way. Maybe nobody will notice. All right, so let's glue this down. I could get my heat gun and heat it up and take it off. I wonder. Already been on an hour. Yeah, I need to do that. I don't like this. Let me grab my heat gun. I'll show you a trick of what not to do. Cord over here. Hold on, I'm unplugging something I shouldn't be unplugging. Alright. Oops, there goes my glue dots. Alrighty. Let's bring our heat gun over here. How that takes that right off of there so easy. Yes, I did do that down here. It might not look so well. Come on, listen up. Let's sit this down. So I've got two hands to work with here. Am I destroying? Probably should have left well enough alone. Oops. I'm really making a mess out of this. Let me see what I can do. Something happened here. Hold on. Hope I didn't lose everybody. Oh, I should have left well enough alone and let it be crooked. I really glued this down good. Too good. All I got it off of there. Can I salvage it? All right, here's the top and the bottom. Oops. Let's try gluing this back down. All right, let's try this again. Is that straight? I just can't seem to get it to lay down straight. Work with me, paper, work with me. I'm on the struggle bus today. And that's still not straight, is it? I don't know, but it's going to have to do. I'm wrecking it too much. And we still got one more card to do. Spending so much time on this one. All right, let's put this down. Well, and this goes on top of that. All right, I guess it don't look too bad. Got glue all over my fingers here. Inside. And now we've got to stamp another bumblebee. So let's try our luck at that again and see if I can get it straight like I did the other one. Here's our stripes. Here's our body. And the daffodil delight ink. And then we need the black. Stripes for his body. And we'll line that up again. Where are you at, Jojo? I hear you. Did you wake up? And where did I put his face? Jojo's been terrorizing our cat. Wants to make friends. That's not going over too well. All right, I'm going this way. So we'll put his face right here. And I need to stamp a scrap of white to make his antenna. But we're going to die cut this first. Punch this out first, I mean. Now that card's got me all flustered here. I'm messing up. All right. And I've got a little heart here. Can I match the antenna up with that? That already punched out the white. Maybe I can get it to unstick from my fingers. And Let me see. Is that going to work or isn't it? No, not really. Cut off a portion of it. So let's do this right. Wasting time here. I do it right here. Gosh, log trucks are noisy today. Alrighty. You can't see what I'm doing. See that little heart there? Punches out the antenna. Alright. Get rid of my garbage there. Alright, and then we've got some pool party cardstock. And I'm going to stamp the wings using that, but I need to clean my stamps here first. Here's the big heart at. Here. That one's too small. Bring over my simply chamois and clean off my stamps so I can change colors with them. You don't want to cross-contaminate your ink pads by using a different color on your stamp pad. So clean that off and clean this one off. Get rid of the Daffodil Delight. We're going to switch to Pool Party ink and paper. It's just those two that I need right now. And we'll close up our Daffodil Delight and bring out our Pool Party ink pad. This is one of our old ink pads, but it still works. I haven't replaced it yet. All right, and I think we're going to stamp off. Make this a little bit later. And do I have any scratch paper here? I'll just use my instructions. And which way does that go? Yeah, I'm not sure if I like that. It doesn't really show it. Let's see. Once I get the outline of the wings, maybe it'll look better. Yeah, I've got to pull this down towards me so I can see. It's hard to see. Okay, it looks all right, I guess. I guess that lined up pretty good. Close that up. Bring our punch back over here. Get rid of our bits and pieces out of there. And line up our wing. There's one. One on camera. Okay. Wing number 2. Oh, I needed one. Okay, we got an extra one. Let's see which one I like better. Huh, they're both pretty good. I might go with this one though. I've got an extra wing. I'm just really flubbing up on this today. Where did my bee go? Here he is. All right, we're going to add a little bit of glue to this wing and a little bit to the antenna. Little drop. And we'll place our antenna on first, and then we know how much room we've got. And then our wing back here. he can be put onto our card. And I'm not using any dimensionals. I'm going to glue them directly down. Need to finish this card before I mess it up anymore. Some days are like that. Does anybody else have days like that? Nothing goes right? All right, we're going to place him right in the corner of our rectangle label there. All right, now I didn't put any ribbon or anything on this. I kind of left him kind of plain, but we could put some Wink of Stella on him to kind of bling it up a little bit. So I think I'll do the yellow of his body. And just a little bit on his wings. That just gives it a little bit of bling. All right, and now we got the inside. Which, where did that go? Here it is. And I just stamped sentiment. What did I use on the inside? You'll always be the one for me. Okay, right here. And I'm going to clean that off with my chamois real quick. And I'm using the Daffodil Delight ink pad to stamp our sentiment. All right, and we're going to stamp that right in the center. And then we're going to add some hearts. And I think I just used the 3. Just to doll it up a little bit. All right. And then we can glue this layer to the inside of our card and be done with it. Talk about challenging today. Things in the way here. Let me get this in the inside with it being straight, hopefully. Okay, so there's our second card. I love you no matter what, even with my messes up in. Ooh, I did crinkle the inside though. It says you'll always be the one for me. I may keep this one as my sample and use this one to send to somebody if I do. I don't want to give them my messed up one. All right, so let's go on to our third card, and this is going to be a fun fold. And get things out of the way. Yeah. All right, so it's called a book fold. It's got the seam on the side where it opens. So it says, I love you, and no matter what. Thought that was kind of a cute play on the words. Let me get things situated here. Let me clean up my stamps real quick so I don't have to do that as we're working. I just love my Simply Chamois. If you don't have one, they're in our annual catalog in the back with the tools and such. And all you do is just rinse it with water, and that's how you clean it. And you want to keep it wet in a case or something to be able to clean your stamps with, because it will dry out, and if it's dried out, it won't work on your stamps. It's got to be damp or wet. Not dripping wet, but just damp, I guess. Oops, I had a little face on with that one. Let's put him over here. Oops. And a couple more here. Let's give my shoulder workout here. You can feel it pulling. I start therapy tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to it. They make you cry. So, but I haven't had a whole lot of pain with it. It's been it kind of comes and goes. So I guess I've really been blessed that way. All right, let's get back to our card. All right. And give me some measurements up here. All right. I've got Daffodil Delight as our card base. And that measures 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches. And then it's scored at 5 1/2 inches and 6 1/2 inches. So we're going to fold those and burnish the edges really good. And this one too, we're going to fold it back this way and then back the other way again, just to break those fibers down a little bit so it'll cooperate with us. Okay. All right, let's do this one more time. All right, and we'll set that there. And then we've got our designer series paper, which comes from the Be Mine Valentine paper. And this one measures 2 3/4 inches. No. It's 4 1/8 inches by 4 3/8 inches. And then we've got a yellow or a flower strip that's 7/8 inches by 4 3/8 inches. And that's going to go onto our Am I back? I think I am. All right. Continuing. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I think I forgot to plug in my laptop, and I think it might have gone, the battery might have died on me. So I'm hoping I'm back and up and running. Oops, my camera's all out of keister here. Well, we're going to continue. Let me go back and start over with these. I've got our card base is Daffodil Delight, and we're going to be doing a fun fold today, which is called a book fold. And my cardstock is Daffodil Delight. It's 4 1/4 inches wide by 11 inches, and I've scored it at 5.5 and 6.5 inches. And that's going to give us our book binding right there on the side. We're going to be going landscape. All right, and then I have our designer series paper that comes from the Be Mine 12 by 12 designer series paper that goes along with the suite. And that measures 4 1/8 inches by 4 3/8 inches. And that's going to be our layer right here at the side. And then our seam binding, our book binding, is going to be 7/8 inches by 4 1/8 inches. And that's going to go along this area. So I'm going to go ahead and start gluing things down as we go. And well, I can tell that I haven't been here for a while with my technical problems. But I guess that's normal. It wouldn't be live if it wasn't. And all right there. And then we're going to glue this layer onto the other side. If we get our glue to run. We've got beautiful sunshine today. We haven't had it in so long. It's been so gloomy and dark and rainy and cold. And so I'm enjoying that sunshine today. It puts us all in such a better mood, even if we do have problems. All right, so there's our card front so far. We're going to set that aside. And then I've got our sweet sorbet, which measures 3 inches by 3 inches. And our designer series paper I've already cut out, and that measures 2 3/4 inches by 2 3/4 inches. And we're going to attach that to our sweet sorbet. This card's going to come together fairly fast. So even if we did have all our messets on the last card, this one should be quicker. All right, and then that's going to glue down onto our card front. And I'm going to put that in the upper left-hand corner. All right. I think I'm going to go ahead and work on my seam binding there. So we're going to bring in our, this is our sweet sorbet bordered ribbon is what it's called. And I'm going to grab our tear and tape again and find my edges. And I'm just going to tear off a couple strips to hold the ribbon on each end. So I'm going to put that across this upper portion centered and across the bottom. That's going to hold our ribbon. And I'm going to kind of eyeball how much of this I want. I'm going to go right about there. I'm going to find my scissors, my paper snips. Cut that off. And I measure that. It's 5.5 inches, looks like. And tear off those strips. I was going to start at 10:30 this morning, but I overslept this morning a little bit. I forgot to tell my husband I wanted to get up early. So, of course, he wants me to sit and drink coffee with them, so I had to do that and do my shower and all that stuff. So I finally said I've got to postpone it an hour. I can't get it done in time, so that's what happened to me this morning, that I had to change the time. So I hope it didn't mess up too many people. Um, and if you're not able to be here, you can watch the replay. And if you're watching the replay on Facebook or on YouTube, be sure that you click that like button and share button to share it with your friends. And if you're watching it on YouTube, be sure you hit that little bell down below and subscribe, and that'll notify you when I go live or when I've added a new video anyway. Facebook, I think if you say you're going on my event that I send out each time, I think that sends you a reminder. I think. Don't quote me, but I'm thinking that's what it is. And I should have put glue on the center of that. See, I'm messing up. I'm talking and not paying attention. So we're going to squirt some glue in there. I guess it'll let go so I can get it in there. Come on, bottle. Don't fail me now. All right. So we'll hold that down for a moment and let it attach. Okay, so there's our bookbinding part. All right, so let's get back to our program here. I've got my 2-inch punch and my sweet sorbet cardstock, and we're going to punch out a circle with that. And then I've die cut out of the designer series paper. I used, these are the everyday details dies, and it's in the, I think it's in the online exclusives, or maybe not. But it goes with the stamp sets, which is called Everyday Details stamp. Or no, this is in the, now I'm confused. I'm not sure where it is. Well, I usually mark it. I think it's in the catalog. But anyway, I die cut that. And what did I do with the die that I used? I've got a mess here. Well, where did I put it? Well, anyway, it's the one, two, it's the third from the outside one, and it's not in here. So where did I put it? Well, that is a very good question. I'm not finding it. We're just going to go on and not waste our time. But anyway, it cuts out the circle of it, and then it leaves the little holes all the way around it. So it's kind of just an added thing that goes along with it. That way, the little sweet sorbet will show through the holes. But we're going to attach that to our 2-inch circle. And I didn't pop that up or anything. I'm just gluing it directly down, leaving a tiny, tiny border going all the way around. All right, and then we're going to place that up on dimensionals. Turn that over. Gosh, it seems like forever since I've been on here live. I guess it has been. 6 weeks is a long time. I had my surgery December 28th. It was 3 days after Christmas. So it's been a while. All right, and then we're going to put him off to the bottom right-hand corner. Place him down. And now we're going to stamp our sentiment, which is right here. And I'm going to stamp him a piece of scrap white. Do I have the scrap? And I'm just going to use my black memento. I apologize for the reaching there. That wasn't very polite of me. Does anybody have plans for Valentine's Day tomorrow? I don't know. Other than my physical therapy, I'm not sure if we got any other plans. I'm sure all the restaurants will be packed. So I don't know if we'll go out to eat or not. Oh, that's smeared. It's smudged. What was on there? What is on there? Oh, it's a dog hair. Jojo. Get it off of there. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Well, let me try that again. When I have more time, I'll have to put her on camera so you can see her again, but not today. She's back to sleeping again. This is her nap time, so that works out pretty good. All right, now I'm going to cut this down and see how straight of a line I can make. All right. So I'm going to leave just a small white border at the bottom. And I'm going to cut these two apart. I think on my original, I think I masked off the stamp, but we're not going to do that with this one. That's all right. So we're going to put I love you, and then no matter what, it's going to be our inside sentiment. So let's see if we can get this to look halfway decent. Can I angle that at all? Maybe a little bit there. Okay, so I love you. It's going to go on the front. Hi, Becky. Good to see you. It's been a long time, huh? You can go back and watch the replay. And never mind my second card. I messed up on that pretty good, but I'm showing what not to do. Yeah, it's been a long time. How are you doing? All right. And and here's the inside. This is 3 inches by 3 inches, and it's just our basic weight. And I'm just going to put that on the inside of our card. And just center that. Yeah, and then just when I started this card, then my laptop battery died on me, so I had to restart everything. I hope it does good with you, Becky. I know that's some tough stuff to go through, I've heard. How's my puppy? Yeah, JoJo's doing good. She's about twice the size of what she was when we brought her home. So she was like 4.5 pounds when we brought her home, and she was 8.5 pounds just about a month ago. So she's doubled in size. She's spoiled rotten already. She's got us wrapped right around her paw. And she's back here in her bed sleeping, so this is her nap time. But I was saying earlier that I needed to bring her on camera when I have a little more time to show everybody how much she's grown. And I just got glue all over. I just glued the other half of that. I cut it in half, fussy cutted it, and put the no matter what on the inside. And then I'm going to add some honeycomb. I guess it's honeycomb to our inside of our card. I'm going to use a Daffodil Delight. I'm feeling pretty good. I start physical therapy tomorrow, so I've got 6 weeks of that to go. So I'm not looking forward to that at all. I know they make you cry. But all in all, it's been pretty good. I've had some pain, but nothing, really excruciating. So I guess I've been really blessed that way. And I'm going to stamp that right there. Yeah, and the x-rays of my shoulder, and it's all bright and shiny. I've got a brand new, never used shoulder, so it's just good to get rid of the brace. I got rid of the brace last Friday, so it feels kind of strange not having that after having to have it 24 hours a day. And sleeping in it was a challenge. It wasn't no fun. And I think I'll put a few down here. So I'm wanting to go back to my regular schedule of my lives, but I don't know when my therapy days are going to be, so I probably won't know until tomorrow to be able to schedule for next week. So I'll let everybody know on my Facebook page when I can do it and what time and all that stuff. But I want to get back to doing my weekly ones, and maybe I'll try to sneak in a few extra ones if I'm able to. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Becky. Me too. But I think the surgeon did a wonderful job. Everything's looking good, so I can't ask for much more. All right, so we're going to add our stems onto here. And I'm going to be using, I have one open already. There's an open one, no, that's a closed one. I've got one that's open in here in my stash. Let me dig through there. And there we go. I'd ordered another package of these because they're so cute. These are the adhesive backed hearts and flowers that go along with the bees. It's in that same suite. And look how cute they are. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up real well. We're going to be using the sweet sorbet colored ones. And I'm going to put some hearts on this little guy. And I'm going to put a larger one here. And oops, a small one right there. It's already stuck to my finger, so I just place it down there. And then I'm going to use a flower. And I'll put that right above our I love you. I think that's all I used on there. Yeah, I can tell I'm using my shoulder. It's starting to get sore on me, so I'm glad I'm on my last card right now. All right, and we're going to take a piece of our sweet sorbet ribbon, and we're just going to tie a faux bow on there, which is just tying a knot with a piece of ribbon. It makes it look like a bow. And we'll snip that off. And I think I'll shorten this one just a tiny bit more. Okay. All right. And I've got a big mess here. So let me get my stamps all out of the way here so I can bring all of our cards out. And Becky, hope you're able to go back and watch the replay to catch what you might have missed. Okay. Be sure that you should like and share the video. That helps out with my ratings and brings me more viewers, which I want. All right, so and not sure if I want to show the messed up one or the good one. All right, so here's, I'm trying to see if I can get them all on here okay. Nope, nope, not quite. I guess you can see them like there. Okay, so that's our 3 cards. This was our first one and our second one, which is the second one I messed up on because I couldn't get my first layer to lay down right. So I tried peeling it off and was making a mess out of the paper. So that's what you don't do, is make sure you're straight before you stick it down permanently. And then our third one is our fun fold, our book fold. Here's You're as Sweet as Honey. Let me go ahead and show you. And there's the inside. You'll always be the one for me. And like I said, these are like Valentine's cards, but you could use them for any occasion, maybe an anniversary or anything. Doesn't have to be just Valentine's. And then this one is I love you no matter what. And then you'll always be the one for me. It's on the inside. And then our book fold, I love you no matter what. So I hope you enjoyed those today. Like I said, be sure you like and share the video. And let me bring me back up here so you can see what I look like. Not so good. I'm not able to do my hair very good, so that really bugs me. I can't raise my arm up high enough to be able to tease the back or anything or make it to go the way I want to. And so that's been a challenge. And I thought about having the husband help me, but he doesn't know anything about it, so he'd make a mess out of it. So I'm just dealing with it. And I did go get a haircut in between, so that helped a little bit. All right. So until next week, I'll post what day and what time I'll be able to come live again. And I'm going to stick with just using one bundle, one stamp set each time. And I'll just do 3 cards or 3 things using that same bundle. So it makes it easier for me to design. And so I hope that's okay with everybody. Give me some suggestions on what you might want me to showcase, and I'll be happy to see if I can accommodate. And until next time, y'all have a great week. Becky, I hope you do well with your chemo. I'll be praying for you. Just hang in there and try to get in some crafting time. Take your mind off of things. That kind of helps sometimes. But until next time, y'all have a good week. I love y'all. I've missed being here. So hope all the blunders weren't really bad. So bye for now.